Brine.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and it's nice to see you in the chair, and thank you for all of the service and the kindness that you've shown me since you've been in that chair. When I was in my early teens, I had a day out in London, Mr. Speaker, and I sent my parents a postcard that day of this building, and I wrote on the back, rather arrogantly and presumptively, I guess, my future office. And I'd forgotten all about it. And when my father passed away just a few days after the last general election, I found that postcard in his house. And I guess the dream came true, and they kept it all those years. Now, I've won 4 general elections, Mr. Speaker, and I'll be the first and I'll be the last MP for Winchester and Chandler's Ford. Boundary changes break us up, of course. And I said from the very start, nobody owns Winchester. I like to think I won it because I worked so hard to get it, and I like to think I kept it because I did the job to the best of my ability every single day. Equally, if I may just gently say, nobody owns the keys to number 10 Downing Street. The future isn't written yet, and this election, contrary to what you may read, is not over. I want to, like many colleagues, wish my Conservative friends standing on July the 4th the very best, especially my right honourable friend, the Prime Minister, who, in my opinion, is a hard-working, decent man we are very lucky to have as our country's leader. I won't detain the House, but I just want to reflect on 2 things and to say some thank yous. For me, just being an MP was enough. It was clearly a mission of mine from a very young age, but to work with my dear friend, Right Honourable Member for South West Surrey as his PPS at the Department of Health, to be a government whip, which is the only team game in this place, to be a health minister myself, and now to chair the Health Select Committee is a record of which I'm proud. In government, as that health minister, I began what would become known as Pharmacy First. I wrote the cancer plan, so it's timely that I should follow the Honourable Gentleman Billericay, and we urgently need a new one of them from the next government. I established the HIV Commission. Alongside the Shadow Health Secretary, we worked to produce the roadmap to get England to 0 new transmissions by 2030, and we will. And although not entirely something my teenage son thanks me for when he had to have it the other day, I extended the HPV vaccine to boys. And that may seem like a small technical thing, but it's a move that I know will save tens of thousands of lives. And sooner rather than later, we will eradicate cervical cancer from our country. Clearly, there is so much more, Mr. Speaker. Over a good number of years in government, you do so much, and frankly, I can't remember the half of it. But working alongside 2 Secretaries of State, the now Chancellor, who I just mentioned, and my right honourable friend, the member for West Suffolk, I think we did some good things. And I'm so grateful to my right honourable friend from Maidenhead, who spoke at the very start of the debate many hours ago, who as Prime Minister asked me to serve in her government. And of course, being elected to the chair of the Health Committee was a huge honour, and I've worked with some fabulous officials and some fabulous members, cross-party, which is the great secret of this place, to produce some really important reports on prevention, on assisted dying, on dentistry, on digital, on integrated care systems and pharmacy, and I think they'll stand the test of time. And I can't let this moment go without mentioning the Armed Forces Parliamentary Scheme, which has just been mentioned, which for all the amazing things and experiences I've had here is one of the best things I've done. I recommend it highly to returning and new members. And finally, just a few important thank yous to my staff present, Alice Hammond, Toby Colehan, Alex Pinney and Helen Hill, and past, especially Russ Norton and Jeanette Munro-Ford, without whom I'd never have won in the first place. Obviously, like everyone, to the good people of Winchester and Chandler's Ford for giving me 4 in a row. Thank you so much. That has been a great privilege to represent you, and I've always done my best to put the constituency first. And of course, to my wife Susie and my children Emily and William, who allowed me to do this in the first place. Finally, Mr. Speaker, and to repeat something I said in the House a few days ago, there's a maxim that I try to live by in my life, and I've certainly tried to live by in the House of Commons, and I hope those coming after me will. It is nice to be important, but it's much, much more important to be nice. Thank you very much.